It's week 3 of the National Football League, and we've got the Vikings' electric quarterback. There were no problems for him last week, going over 350 passing yards. It's the Vikings and the Ravens, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. It's an early test here after 2 losses to start the season, and a game they probably really need.
Obviously, no way do they want to get to 0-3. Not many teams make the playoffs with that kind of a start.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
Jackson, first play, going to throw. Steps away to his left. And his first pass is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Jackson now. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. In search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Jackson swings this out for Hunt. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. It's a gain of 6, but not enough, as he'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area, that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And I saw that he had an interesting quote in the research packet that we had after last week's game. It's all on me now. I've got to lead my team and find a way for us to win a game. 0-2, but they're at home. I guess he's going to try and find a way to get the home crowd involved early.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. Room here to run. run. And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Hines on a toss play. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Vikings at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that. And what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They felt they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room. They do have to start winning some games.
Down, knocked away and incomplete. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
To try again after the sack. Jackson, he'll get this one underneath to Hunt. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
13 yards, the tally on the return there. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. To the flat, that's complete to his running back. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that will bring up 2nd down. Now it's Hines. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. They run again with Hines. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage and just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down. This is taken at the 15. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Ravens ready to take over. And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
On 1st down, they go right back to Hunt. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 21 carries, 76 yards.
And we all knew he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll drop to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Chris Wormley in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now Jackson on 1st down. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. On the move past the 40. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. They'll run again with Hunt. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the 1st half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Hunt will try going up the middle. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up. Meaning, when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Taking it about the 1. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Minnesota. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Crew able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. 48 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay.
Jackson's pass complete to Devin Duvernay. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 after 41 minutes.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson has got his man. It's Andrews. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. It's caught by OBJ. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 44-yard line. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Again, Jackson going right back to Beckham here, complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Rolling to his left. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Jackson to throw. Open man is Duvernay. And he will have a Ravens first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. And Jackson throwing once more. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hunt. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. Jackson from the shotgun. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And now out comes Minnesota. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it's second down. They run with Hines. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 52 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth, and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd and 1. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Back to throw. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. So now it's 3rd and goal. This Raven defense trying to keep him out of the end zone. Again, he'll drop to throw. Touchdown! A great effort there. As the first half is winding down, and the Vikings have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
Remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
A 10-play drive that time, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Well, the Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. So we reach halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And it's the Packers who have the lead in that one. The Packers still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we head east to check on the Bills at home in Buffalo. And at this point, they trail the visiting Atlanta Falcons. 2 touchdown passes there for Tua Tagovailoa. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. The Saints locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Next, they look at the next-gen stats for the Ravens in that first half, and they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there. Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So here are the Vikings to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. And they'll begin by running the option. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 16 yards right off the bat with a first down. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 29-yard line. A good pickup there, 20 yards. This is Hines. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 18. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
To Jefferson on the slant. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. But a big-time drive in that situation.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Ravens Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that leads you into bigger errors.
23 yards, the final tally.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. That'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. And some room to maneuver. A big play there on the catch and run. 42 yards. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. From 8 yards out. And the Ravens have cut it back within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive, because they had to be saying, we didn't put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. That's caught. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee, as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Hines. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 72 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They go play action here on first down. He's going to look deep down the field. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. After the interception, here's Jackson. Slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. They'll run with Hunt, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Jackson's throw complete there to Beckham. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They go play action now. Jackson, he'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down. Tuck Packers kick is good, and that will even our score at 21.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 50-yard line.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw again.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. They go play action with Jackson. And he's taken down. Back in his own 7.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. 4th down now after a loss of 2. The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. A beautiful fake. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. And he'll go down at the 28. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. Just a gain of a couple there. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Here's Hines. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
So the big return had them fired up, but in the end the offense stumbles out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it. at the 25. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
His back has been dependable safety valve all game, so they went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 44-yard line. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Jackson now.
He finds his man. It's Charlie Kohler. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Jackson on first down.
That's taken in by Duvernay. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Right back to Duvernay. That's complete.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. And Jackson throwing once more. And in for the Ravens touchdown.
Rashad Bateman.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Ravens have taken a fourth quarter lead. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Now he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Hines, and he powers his way up past the 30. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. John Harbaugh never shy about bringing out the red challenge flag, and he'll do so.
After review of the play,
a good call by John Harbaugh, tossing out that red flag. On second down, it's Hines, and down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. He'll drop to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 12-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
Up the middle they go. Hines. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 93 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. It's their quarterback. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Vikings answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it. And this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Long drive that time, 11 plays all told, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down 31-28, 2:01 remaining. They'll have one play here just north of the 2-minute warning. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Jackson finding Hunt. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And they work this well upfield across the 45. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Throwing. Jackson. Swings this out for Hunt. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Jackson to throw. And that will be incomplete. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to tie things up in the final minute. And this one is no good. He missed it. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
We so often think of these kickers as automatic at any distance, and it's just not the case because when we start talking about 50-plus yards, it's still a tough one to connect on. This one ends up no good, and that should put to rest any chance of this game getting overtime.
They'll run on first down. It's Hines, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll keep it on the ground. Hines, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for Minnesota, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears.